Hey guys, in this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about the video game Kingdom Hearts 3. So guys, quick disclaimer before we head into this discussion of the video game Kingdom Hearts 3. Since this is a 3 game in a series, there's most likely going to be some spoiler discussion in here that will just kind of fly out, not only for this game, but for maybe past games. Who knows? So, if you're not familiar with the Kingdom Hearts franchise, go away. If you've not finished playing through Kingdom Hearts 3, go away, come back at another time. But yeah, this is going to be our discussion on Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, let's get going. Stephanie, before we head into the things that we liked and the things that we disliked, very general, how did you generally feel about this game? What was your satisfaction by the time it ended?
Well, I liked that there was just a whole bunch of new worlds. You know, the first two games we had some worlds that were, well, not just even the first two games, but just all those little sub-games. They had a lot of worlds that were similar or the same.
There was a huge variety this time around, which was very refreshing.
Yeah. I can't even think if there really was any repeats of
Hercules.
worlds. Yeah, but, because at least even with Hercules, you were now in Thebes, the town.
Yeah.
So that was much different.
Yeah,
you got to explore that prettiness.
Because pretty much the other Kingdom Hearts games, Hercules,
you're stuck at the Colosseum.
Yeah, you were stuck at the Colosseum. Yeah. Well, the one game you did go to the underworld, which was pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun, though. But still, it was nice being, like, out and about in, like, Greece.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it wouldn't bother me, like, if we ever did do, like, double worlds, if you were in a different section.
Yeah.
Got to explore new places. So, yeah, I liked that there were a whole ton of new worlds. I liked the gameplay as well. Just, I thought it was going to be difficult from seeing, like, video clips
and stuff. Yeah.
Because
when I saw clips, I was like, oh my god, this looks really complicated.
I was like, why is there so much crap to do? And then even little boxes pop up on the screen that say how to do these new things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck? I couldn't.
There's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way, that there's a lot of reading to understand some of, like, the abilities you have within the game, so it kind of is overwhelming.
So it took me a while sometimes, but I finally got the hang of all these new motions that you can do. So I'm glad that wasn't too confusing.
Yeah, I think the gameplay was very smooth.
Yeah.
You know how you can play some of the other games in the series and they could be a little bit glitchy, you know, a little bit glitchy and not as smooth. I felt like you would kind of just run around in any given location and it felt like you were part of the environment and really moving in that environment.
Yeah.
And yeah, not getting stuck anywhere, you know, getting stuck between a tree and a rock or something. You know?
There was so much space. It was so open that you could get lost.
Yeah, that's something I loved. I loved just how huge the worlds looked. I mean, you had a direct path that you were following, but it's just the thing that the way the graphics were around you, I mean, it just felt huge. You know, it felt so huge, like you really were existing in these places.
And then you could see so far out.
Yeah.
Like, even if you weren't allowed to go that way, you could still see
just
miles.
So far, yeah, you could see just miles and miles away. It was really good.
I loved the style. I loved that, I mean, the animation was great anyway, but we talked about there was, like, the awesome gameplay animation, and then there was the awesome cutscene animation, but then there were the cutscenes that they super upgraded, and that was, like, even more amazing animation.
Yeah, as much as I love the other games in the series, you know, some of the things, especially with the first Kingdom Hearts, if you recall the first Kingdom Hearts, you might get a cutscene and you'll have the voice actors speaking, but then you'll kind of get these but then you'll kind of get these other cutscenes where there is no voice acting going on, but there's like dialogue bubbles, and you gotta you manually have to push the dialogue bubbles along to get the conversation going. And yeah, this game has none of that. None of that, which was kind of nice, because it just feels like you're watching this big, huge, long movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's something I hate in games, is dialogue bubbles.
Dialogue bubbles. It's like, you have voice actors, use them. But yeah, it's like you can tell they went all out on the budget for this game because, yeah, no dialogue bubbles. Like, every cutscene, the quality was the same. You know, the quality from start to finish was the same, and just everything was so smooth. You know, just when you come out of the gameplay into a cutscene, smooth. When you go from a cutscene back into the gameplay, smooth.
This is pretty much it. The story's okay.
Yeah, let's get to the story, you guys. Let's talk about that. Let's get that out of the way, and then we'll go back to the positives.
That was the positives.
Well, I still have more positives to say. But yeah,
the story incorporates not just 1 and 2, but it also incorporates all those other side games that some people may or may not have played.
Or even heard of. Because a lot of these extra side games were on other platforms.
Well, then they released it into bigger games.
Like a bundle pack for like PlayStation.
Pack. Yeah.
But still.
But it seemed like they incorporated too much into the game. I mean, I liked that there were all these characters in there, but at the same time, especially the whole story with Aqua, Terra, and Ventus, we still never finished that game. We only played half of it.
Me and Stephanie,
not even half.
Yeah, we started that game, and I kind of got a bit bored with it. So yeah, we got about halfway through that, and yeah, we've never finished it. So yeah, we
never understood the majority of that. Though, you know, by the end, I wasn't completely fully understanding of that plot line, but stuff still just made sense to a degree that I wasn't too lost by the time we got to all that ending stuff. It made some sort of sense. But yeah, they incorporated way too much.
From the side games.
Yeah.
That not many people have played.
Yeah.
Because the die-hard fans, you know, the super crazy die-hard fans, they will go out there and play all those games. They will sit and purchase the platforms they need to go play those extra games. You know?
Because...
but... Yeah, the thing is, most people who play Kingdom Hearts, most people are casual people.
Yeah, I know, several people who have only ever played 1 and 2. Yeah, they don't even know that other games exist.
Yeah,
but they love 1 and 2.
Yeah, most people are very casual. And yeah, this is Kingdom Hearts 3. With a franchise, you should be taking from what you did with 1 and 2, and that the side games, that's just supplemental material. You know, for people who love the world, those games should have had nothing to do with this third game. Because to me, what happened with this whole game, the overarching story, it was just very confusing, convoluted. I didn't get it. And even by the end of the game, it's kind of like, okay, because I still didn't get it. It's like there were still some good emotional moments, you know, that I was like, oh, you know, there were some really good moments in there, but overall, just the overall big arcing story, I can't even really tell you what the hell the story was about, because it'd take me all day long to tell you what it was about, and I might still be wrong.
And then there was, you know, just a bunch of things that they left out of the game because they had to make room for all this other stuff. You know, like they left out Final Fantasy things.
Yeah, because that was a big part of the first two games, is that they had a lot of Final Fantasy characters in there. And it's like, where did all those people go?
Yeah, then you get to 3, and they're not a part of the story no more. Even if their stories were kind of over, you could still run into them and do something, you know? But yeah, there's no Final Fantasy. I was disappointed that I love, like, the stuff with the Colosseum, going and testing your strength, how you've upgraded, you know, throughout the whole game. I loved stuff like that, and there wasn't nothing like that could show, like, what your real strength was anymore.
Like a fun mini-game like that. Yeah, there was a side game to play.
Yeah. No battling giant bosses. Like, you know, you could go back to Peter Pan and you can fight that phantom thing, or you can go back to Agrabah and fight that big thing, that big crazy scorpion-looking thing. There's none of that, and I loved doing that stuff because it showcased how you improve.
Yeah, because once in this game, it's like once you visit a world, you really have no other excuse to go back there.
Yeah, unless you're looking for some hidden Mickeys.
Yeah, unless you're trying to finish up a lot of little side things, because yeah, they have like a little side thing with taking pictures of hidden Mickeys.
So that was a massive joy.
Yeah, that was fun though with the hidden Mickeys, because it'd be like, oh, hidden Mickey. So yeah, I mean, the only reason you would go back to revisit a world is if you wanted to get those hidden Mickeys, if you wanted to find some more chests, if you just wanted to level up in general. But yeah, there was no extra like
incentive.
like there was no extra like storyline gameplay within those worlds, because you know I think with those first two games there was extra stuff, wasn't there? There was extra gameplay within those worlds once you revisit them. But yeah, once you visit a world, there's no reason to go back. It's like it's all the game just wants you to kind of keep going and not going back.
Cutscenes were outrageous. And the lack of saving. Yeah, it was an autosave, but sometimes I wasn't sure if it was even auto-saving.
If it was saving,
So, because there's other games where there's a symbol in the screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, this, nothing I know of, had a symbol to let you know.
Hey, we're auto-saving.
Yeah, because then we just would quit because, you know, had to go to work or something, and didn't know if it auto-saved, so we were prepared to like come back and not save.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing, okay, so, yeah, one of the hugest negatives was just the overall story being very confusing. And then the other big negative was how outrageously long some of the cutscenes were. Because, yeah, we're working people. We only have so many hours in the day that we can sit and play this game. And, you know, a lot of times we would allot ourselves 2 hours to play the game. The thing is, though, those 2 hours would kind of keep going more into like 3 hours, which is time we didn't really have because we need to start getting like ready for work or something, but we couldn't stop the game because there was like a cutscene still going on.
So I didn't go to work. I'm just
So yeah. That's a huge negative, is that the cutscenes were outrageously long, especially anything having to do with the big storyline.
Yeah.
You know, anything having to do with King Mickey and the villains and Riku and stuff like that. Those scenes were outrageously long and just like so horribly boring. But yeah, it's like once you were in like a world, like in a Disney world, you know, those cutscenes were pretty okay. You know, some of those cutscenes would be kind of longish, but for the most part, those were okay to handle. But yeah, I enjoyed all the Disney stuff. You know, I enjoyed everything with the Disney stuff. That was the stuff that was the easiest to understand, that I had the most fun with, that I never got bored with. Because then, yeah, when you would leave a Disney world, as you would kind of, you know, because in between each Disney world, there would be the overarching story that you had to deal with as well. And then that's when it would be like, oh my god, this is dragging. So yeah, the Disney stuff was great. I have nothing to complain about with the Disney stuff. It's kind of everything else that was terrible.
Wasn't that terrible, Stacie?
I mean, compared to just the first two games, you know, I love those first two games in the series.
Well, they would sit there and bark out a name, and it was like, who's that?
Yes, that's another thing. Another negative.
Yeah, because
who is who?
It's all that stuff with the organization people, and then being other people, and I don't know, we must have missed a game somewhere in there about all these organization people.
Yeah, because there's like multiple versions of every character, which is a little ridiculous, to be quite honest. It's like there's the real version of everybody, and then there's the nobody version of everybody. And then there's like there's like a third version also. And like, especially the big main villain. Who's the big main villain? Xehanort?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Is Xehanort the...
But there's another Xehanort.
Yeah, there was...
There
was like 5 different versions of him running around this whole damn game. And I'd never... And then, yeah, I would just sit and ask Stephanie, like, Stephanie, who's this game? Stephanie, I don't know. And then she would attempt to explain it to me, but then I think you would even get a little messed up, like, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
The only organization person we're familiar with is Axel.
Yeah, I love Axel. Axel is like the best character in the whole game. Yeah, don't get me started on the ending. I mean, I thought this was the final game.
If we think this was confusing, just wait till Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah,
I thought 15 years.
I thought the big deal with this game is that this was concluding the trilogy. But they leave it open that Sora's gonna go get Kairi or something, but he's gone. I don't know.
I think Sora already got Kairi.
He get Kairi at the end. I thought that was.
He disappeared.
I thought that was a dreamscape for Kairi. Kairi thinking.
I don't know. Well, maybe unless the person I saw their comment was wrong, pretending they knew what was happening.
They knew. But yeah, I was looking forward that this was it. We were getting just a proper conclusion and it would end. But it seems like it's not ending. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, so enough of the negatives. Like we said, as far as negatives go, just the overall story was very bad. Very confusing and convoluted, made no sense. Especially if you're a casual viewer, I don't know how a casual viewer is getting through this game. I really don't. I don't know how they're getting through this game because it's so confusing. I mean, even us. I mean, we've replayed. You know, we've replayed the first 2 games multiple times. We've played through a couple of the side games.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've not played through them all. So yeah, just a very convoluted story that's very confusing for the casual viewer. Even I think for us, it's very confusing. Yeah, outrageous length time of cutscenes. And yeah, an overwhelming abundance of characters. It's hard to keep track of who's who and whose allegiances are with who. So yeah, enough of the negatives. What more positives? Let's end here with some positives.
I said all my positives. I think you said you had more.
We talked about Hercules. I liked the amount of Hercules we got. I liked being in like Greece of Hercules. That was great. I liked that we had a lot of Pixar in this game. You know, I liked Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. was so fun. I loved Monsters Inc. Yeah, Toy Story was so fun. I love the little aliens, you guys. Aliens are my favorite from Toy Story. Toy Story was so great. I liked being at the toy store.
Yeah.
That was really cool. My favorite Heartless, you guys, we haven't even talked about our favorite Heartless. My favorite new Heartless for the game were the plushy animals from Toy Story. When you kind of get to like the little girl section at the toy store, and there's like a plushy panda and a plushy lion and those things, and they go evil, they get like red eyes and stuff. Yeah, those were my favorite new Heartless like enemy villains. And then I think my other favorite was the deer, like the deer from Frozen.
Oh yeah, those were pretty.
Yeah, I love those deer from. It's like they have these cute evil Heartless,
and you're like, I don't want to hit you.
They're so cute, but you don't want to kill them. But yeah, Toy Story Monsters Inc. was great. I love Tangled. If I had to pick a favorite world, I think I would go with Tangled.
Yeah.
I loved Tangled. That was so gorgeous.
Even though seeing a lot of greenery kind of got on my nerves after a while.
But still, it was so gorgeous though. Like, you could just go up to like a river.
I wish the town was bigger though.
Yeah. Tangled was gorgeous. Frozen, I loved Frozen to an extent. But yeah, it was just all the snow and everything kind of starting to look the same.
Yeah.
Because I was hoping we would go to Arendelle.
Yeah.
At some point. You know, like actually to the
like
castle.
how we did Tangled, you were in the forest for a long time, but then you got to that
Corona.
town.
Yeah, you got to the Corona.
Whereas in Arendelle, it's just all
yeah, you were pretty much out in the forest the entire time, and it kind of got really monotonous and confusing. I mean, you did have that one labyrinth that you got to go into, the ice labyrinth.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I was hoping you would actually get to physically go into Arendelle and the castle, maybe. Or yeah, even in Elsa's palace, her ice palace, you know? So yeah, Frozen, I still loved Frozen. Just, I wish it had done a little bit more. Because it was still gorgeous. The graphics were still absolutely gorgeous because you looked like you were on a snowy mountaintop. And Elsa, you guys, Elsa sings Let It Go. If you can't take Let It Go anymore, I have bad news for you. All of Let It Go plays in here. I loved it though. I personally loved it because I love Let It Go. But yeah, it's priceless to see Sora, Donald, and Goofy's reactions to Elsa sing Let It Go. It's great. Pirates, I really enjoyed Pirates because
I didn't like the beginning at first.
Oh really?
Because we were sitting there swimming around down there in that one area. But once we were able to get on the ship and then go to, what's it called?
Like Port Royal.
Yeah, Port Royal.
Islands.
That was when I started liking it. But at first I didn't like it because I thought it was going to be a whole underwater thing at first.
Oh, no, I did too. I think I thought that too.
Because I was like, why? Where am I going? I was getting lost. But then we got out of there and then got on the ship. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
this is good.
I definitely was very, very impressed with Pirates. Because, you know, Pirates that's live action. You know, it's live action against all these other cartoons. But they made it work. Because, like, even in Kingdom Hearts 2, because they introduced pirates in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it does look very strange. You know, it does look very strange. And I was actually disappointed with Kingdom Hearts 2 with the pirate section because it felt so small.
And it just didn't blend in.
Yeah, it didn't seem
But now, with the new animation, it didn't look weird
it didn't,
together.
Yeah, it didn't look weird or out of place. It just blended perfectly, and it was huge. The map for Pirates of the Caribbean is gigantic.
It was fun exploring.
Yeah,
all these little islands.
And yeah, it's like, did we even get it all? I feel like
I think we did.
There were some things I was like, have we gone to this island over here? There's dozens of islands to explore. Some of them are huge. Some of them are tiny.
Some of them look small, but they're actually
yeah. There's underground, like in the water, places to go, and then even Port Royal. Port Royal is freaking humongous, and I loved it though. I love just all of the little details with Port Royal and everything. I feel like after Tangled, I might have liked Pirates just because of how huge it was and getting to explore all that. Big Hero 6 was fine.
I wish there was more, because I love Big Hero 6, so I was a little disappointed that you were kind of just limited. It was really just a place to go and
fight.
Yeah,
it did feel kind of small. I mean, it felt like you were in a big, huge, gigantic city, because you could just easily get turned around. But yeah, I mean, that's all it was just being in a big, giant city, and there wasn't kind of much else to it. It almost felt like it was thrown into the game at the last minute.
Yeah. They're like, you know...
And we need one more world, let's throw one in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still liked Big Hero 6, it was fine. I love Baymax.
The whole double Baymax thing doesn't make sense, because then the cartoon comes in. And there's only one Baymax.
Yeah, we had some issues because...
I don't understand why there was two Baymax.
There's two Baymaxes.
I mean, I understand why there were two, but
in the game,
it messes up going into the animated series, which is still following.
Not only the animated series, but if they make a sequel to the movie.
Yeah.
Because, the game has two Baymaxes. Is that part of canon? You know, is Kingdom Hearts 3, or any of the Kingdom Hearts, are they part of the Disney canon?
Stacie, because Sora wasn't there when Elsa was climbing up the mountain.
I sometimes like to think of them as canon, but I guess not. I think we got them all, didn't we? Big Hero 6, Monsters, Inc., Tangled, Frozen, Toy Story, Pirates. I mean, there were 7. I guess the 7th one would be, what is it? Was that Twilight Town?
Yeah.
Twilight Town, is that the 7th one? Because there was I think there were 7. Yeah, you don't get to spend much time at Twilight Town, though. That's kind of just a place to go.
I just remembered. What? I never went back to Twilight Town to ship off my other postcards.
Oh. And we never went back to Little Chef, either.
I liked Little Chef, but I couldn't crack an egg.
Yeah, Stephanie couldn't crack an egg for the life of her.
Kept flinging eggs everywhere. I'm glad Winnie the Pooh was very short.
Yes.
It was short, simple, to the point.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yeah, because Winnie the Pooh in the other games, I mean, it's cute, but it's like, I want to go kill some people.
Yeah, I get angry.
Yeah, I want to go kill some Heartless. Yeah, because Winnie the Pooh, you don't have, like, your Keyblade or anything.
You can only have it sometimes to hit
objects. Honey pots or something.
Yeah, honey pots and bees.
But yeah, like, you can't bring it out and, like, hit Pooh with it or something. I said, walk faster, Pooh! I'm glad that they did that. But yeah, speaking of Pooh, I mean, it was just short and to the point, and it was just kind of one of those things, one of those little story arcs, because you have visited Pooh in the past in the other games, and yeah, Pooh and Sora have a nice little relationship with one another. That's really cute. And so even with Pooh, I mean, there's a nice little bow tie to that. You know? Whereas there wasn't much conclusion for everything else in the game. You know? Because everything just kind of still seemed open-ended, almost. I don't know. But, like, everyone still had a happy ending. You know, Axel was reunited with his people.
Yeah. I did like that whole ending thing with, like, everybody was reunited with
their group of people. Yeah, their group of people.
And I really liked the very ending with when the music started playing, the theme started playing, and everybody was, you know, normal, back to doing their normal things. Axel has arms and legs.
Arms and legs.
It was weird because all three of them were like in completely different outfits.
So yeah, you guys, we probably could sit here and talk about Kingdom Hearts for a long time because there's so much. You know, there's so much in Kingdom Hearts, but we gotta kind of keep it short here. So yeah, in the comments below, you guys, have you guys, or before I wrap up, are we wrapping up? Are we wrapping up? Any final things to say?
Can't think of nothing else.
I guess we're done. So yeah, in the comments below, you guys, have you guys played the Kingdom Hearts franchise? Have you finished up the 3rd game in the series? And yeah, I would love, or we would love, to know your thoughts and feelings about this final game. Was it satisfactory to you? Were there some things you were disappointed with? What were some highs and some lows? Just kind of list off your favorite things. So yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.